Hey, my name is Ben. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm just going to do a quick video on how to glue and prime PVC fittings, or prime and glue PVC fittings. Now we have been using this Odie brand of PVC and glue for years and years. This is the all-weather stuff. Right now it's winter in Minnesota, so we tend to need this lower temperature version, but the regular kind works just fine as well. I'll leave links in the description to where you can get this stuff. Anyway, we always start with a purple primer, and most of the time a purple primer is required by code so that the inspector can see that the fittings have indeed been primed. So we're going to start by priming this fitting here. We're working on a washer standpipe and show you kind of how it goes. So we'll take our primer here first and do our best to get a lot of this primer that's on this kind of to drip inside the can, because if you take it out of the can without doing this first, kind of wiping some of it into the can, then you can end up with a huge mess. And this stuff will stain very bad. You do not want to dump this out. If you do spill this stuff, you can use some clear primer to help clean it up. Alright, so here we have our first straight fitting here. Now we're going to take our primer and go around just like this. Pretty gently. And you want to do it just a tiny bit more than the width of the collar that the fitting is going to be going into. And that's on this is about 3/4 of an inch, so we're going to be priming it about an inch back, if that makes sense. And general rule of thumb, I mean, that I've heard that you're supposed to possibly go around this like 30 times. Probably don't quite do 30 times usually, but what I usually use as a guideline is to see the lettering on your pipe. If the lettering is about rubbed off, it means you've done a pretty good job priming your fitting. So I'll go a little bit more here. And we are just about there for that fitting. Now we're going to do the female side here. Now when you prime your fittings, you need to make sure that you put the fitting together within about 5 minutes of when you have primed it, otherwise you will need to re-prime. So we'll just about good there. Alright, now we're ready. So we're going to switch over to the glue now. Here's our glue, and do the same kind of concept here. Wipe some of it off so you don't spill it everywhere. And then start with the female side typically. Probably doesn't matter too much which side you start with, but that's the method that I've used. That's how I was taught. And then go ahead and apply it to the male side of your fitting. Make sure it's got a good coat of it. Alright. Should be good. Now we're going to insert this into our fitting in the wall and rotate it. Rotating it does a really good job of setting the glue. I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. You can see, whoop, sorry about that. You can see that the glue, or you can see the edge of where the primer came to, so the inspector would be happy. Sorry, focusing here. Okay, and what you have to also pay attention to is these can push out if you don't hold them in place. This one actually stuck good, especially the bigger fittings. If you don't hold this in place for a few seconds, it will just start to push itself out of the fitting. So there we go. That is in place, primed and glued, and we should be good to go for many, many, many years. Hope this was helpful. I know it was simple, but sometimes simple things are important to just see it done one time. If this video was helpful, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe down below for more videos like this one. And we'll talk to you in the next video. Thanks again. We'll talk to you later.